Welcome to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mystic Raven. Alright, it is really late tonight, but I wanted to get this build put together, put it out there. This is my new Magicka Warden PvP build. It's called Tundra. It is a bomb build, and it's very sufficient at what it does. Now, ideally speaking, it's not going to be one of the best builds for like 1v1 situations or dueling, but in Cyrodiil, when you're looking at like either 1vxing or, trying to set up bomb builds, this is very efficient. So let me go ahead and get into it real quick here. So we're going to go ahead and get into the character sheet. Now, at first, you're going to see that my stats prior to anything, it's a, by the way, a Destro dual wield build is 39,728. Magic recoveries at 1815. Max health is 22,533. And spell damage is 1833. 35.6 on spell crit. Resistance is nice, so I'm sitting at spell resistance and physical resistance at 21k each, and critical resistance is 2,254. Kind of important. Everything's in the Magicka. We're going to be using the Lover Mundus to increase penetrating values. We're also going to be using Witch Mother's Potent Brew. Okay, now on the dual side, you're going to go ahead and see max Magicka is at 44,866, and you're going to see spell damage go up to 2,034 and spell crit at 48.6. Really kind of important, though you're going to lose a little bit on your spell and physical resistance, and I'll get into why. Let's get into the sets here. It's pretty standard when we're talking about Warden bomb builds, but I've kind of switched it up. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Ice Staff of Necropotence. I'm using Necropotence, I'm using Chudon, and I'm using, of course, Vicious Death. Okay, I'm going to be using the Ice Staff of Necropotence, Nirnholm increase. Why the Ice Staff? Okay, everybody knows what Necropotence does, right? Max Magicka, Max Magicka. When I have a pet active, my Max Magicka is increased by 3,113. Okay, the reason you want the Ice Staff is very simple. The Ice Staff is going to be a great CC effect when people are on top of you, and not only that, it acts like a shield system for the tank, for like Warden tanks or mag tanks. That's why you see the resistance go up when you have an Ice Staff versus dual wield. Okay, really cool. Plus, it costs Magicka to block. So when I go into the skills and I go into Destruction Staff and I go down into Ancient Knowledge, reduces the cost of blocking by 36% and increases the amount of damage you can block by 20%. Okay, and it costs Magicka to block with this. Okay, so it's really cool. All right, really, really sweet. Excuse me. We're going to use Sword of Necropotence, Nirnholm, ideal. I need the Sword of Vicious Death. Unfortunately, I didn't have another one. It's on another tune. So I'm just using an axe. Ideally, you want a sword. We're going to use Chudon. Why the Chudon set? It's going to give us spell resistance, physical resistance, max health, and then we're going to gain Major Ward and Major Resolve at all times, increasing our resistances. So it comes in handy. It really buffs us up, especially when we're doing what? Bombing. We don't want to die. We need some extra resistance. That's why our physical and spell resistance is up so high. This is infused, Max Magicka ideal. Robe of Necropotence, infused, Max Magicka ideal. Mighty Chudon's medium. Keep in mind my head is heavy. My shoulders are medium. That gives me the Undaunted passive of 6% towards my max stats. That contributes to Max Magicka. Very important. Ideal. Sash of Vicious Death, Impen, Max Magicka. Gloves of Necropotence, Impen, Max Magicka. Breachers of Necropotence, infused, Max Magicka. Shoes of Necropotence, Divine. I just need one piece with health. It kind of helps. You want Max Magicka, you can go with it. That's fine. Necklace of Vicious Death, increase. Ring of Vicious Death, recovery. Ring of Vicious Death, recovery. Okay, so let's get into the skills here really quick. On the staff side, staff is going to be counter heal. Nice thing about this build is going to go ahead and play multiple functionalities. Not only is it a bomb build, but it's also a support build. And this bar has our counter and our support abilities effective. Enchanted Growth. It's going to be our burst heal for ourselves and for anybody near us. It's going to heal for 8,373. That's prior to applying the Blue Betty. That's why we want Necropotent static, not Vicious Death. Vicious Death will be our proc on the back, on the dual wield side. So, it's going to increase our healing capability. Okay? So we want to go ahead and utilize that. We're going to use the Frost Clench. A nice other aspect to Frost Staff besides blocking and using Magicka for block, especially against people who want to just jam on top of you. Usually Magicka users don't have a lot of blocking capability. The Frost Staff allows you to do that, but Frost Clench is also going to give you that nice CC effect, which is going to immobilize the target for 6.5 seconds. For a Warden, that's key, because the key to beating a Warden is keeping out of its front side. When you clench them and they're trapped and they're frozen, that allows you to maneuver around them without them moving. So it comes in handy to use the Frost Staff. The Blue Betty. This is going to give our major sorcery. It's going to also give us a recovery, and it's going to also give us a cleanse and activate Necropotence. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, prior to the buff, I'm sitting at 39, and on the dual side, I'm sitting at 44. Activate Blue Betty. Now I'm at 39 on this side. And now I'm at 48, almost 49,000. Yeah. 49k plus 2,440 spell damage. It's going to hit hard. I'm going to hit really hard. Okay. Kind of cool. Now, also Crystallized Slab. Comes in handy against people who like to snipe. I'm going to be honest with you. You take this off. You put any other ability on, prepare to get sniped to death. It's just inevitable. It's just better to have it on, because it's going to go ahead, absorb 3 projectiles for a ton of damage. It's going to restore Magicka, and it's going to deal frost damage to them if they try to snipe you. Just comes in handy. Leeching Vines. Very, very, very important. It's going to be another healing effect for us. Just comes in handy. It's going to give us a heal. It's going to apply minor lifesteal, and along with the burst, you have enough survivability majority of the time to run the gut. So that's what you're trying to do. Also, we're going to use Enchanted Forest as a support heal for any party members in front of us. If we're not bombing and we're running support, just comes in handy. Plus, if they are under 50% health, you use this, you generate ultimate. Really, really nice. Okay, bomb side. That's what I call the bomb side. I'm going to use 3 of the animal companion abilities. Why is very simple. The passive of advanced species, 6% bonus to damage for each slotted. Alright? I'm going to use the Mage Light. That's going to give me also max Magicka by 5% in Major Prophecy. My crit's slightly under 50. The proc set can't crit, right? It cannot crit, but my abilities can. So it gives my abilities a chance to crit. Plus, I got the Inner Light to try. If I'm on top of a Nightblade, I can pull them out of stealth. So it comes in handy. Okay, I'm going to use Bird of Prey, right? It's going to give me the Major Expedition. As soon as I proc everything, I want to get up there as quick as possible. It's going to give me the Major Expedition. It's going to also give me Minor Berserk. That's also increasing my ability damage by 8%. Comes very, very much in handy. We're going to use the Proxy Debt. No surprise here. Now, we're currently stealing 7-2. I'll show you with everything procced what we're looking at. We're going to be using Deep Fissure. So we proc this. We hit the Deep Fissure. We run the gut. Both of these go off. Nobody lives. Everybody dies. Okay? Pretty simple. That's why you want survivability. They try to take you out, you need that extra resistance. Also, a Screaming Cliff Racer. You can, range a couple of people if they're stacked up. If they don't have dodge, Magicka users are pretty good at that. Then they're not shield stack. It'll also proc your Vicious Death. So you can just time this and start spamming this, and it works out great. Our ultimate of choice, Northern Storms. We can stack Northern Storms along with Proxy and Deep Fissure so they don't move. Okay, it's pretty standard, I believe, with the bomb wardens. One of the other reasons I like it, right, is the simple fact that my people near me are getting, my teammates are getting major protection that reduces their incoming damage by 30% as well as me. So add the resistance, add the 30% reduction, give me an additional 8% towards my max Magicka. That's why it's going to be hitting so friggin' hard. It is a beast. So it's pretty standard, I believe. I think a lot of players kind of use this type of configuration. I just wanted to use the ice staff, and I wanted to play more support on the back bar. That's how I wanted to play it. This is a pretty standard configuration, I'll be honest with you. But this configuration I'm kind of questionable about. This is what I use. I know people use the Blue Betty, but I just found it nice because when I hit the Blue Betty, now let's get into this. I hit the Blue Betty. I hit this. Now we look at our set, right, of Vicious Death. Now we're dealing almost 24k in the Vicious Death. Cut that in half. That's still 12k Vicious Death hit, right? On top. All right. So I'm also going to go ahead. I'm going to get buffs. Go back into my skills. Now we're dealing 8-5 magic damage. And keep in mind, we get a magnification by 25% for each enemy within the bomb's radius, and stacking up to 250%. Really comes in nice. Plus Deep Fissure. Oh, hold on, that dropped. Is now dealing close to 17k. Okay? So, really, really nice. Love this build. Love it. Works out really, really good. So, yeah. Tundra. You know, support, bomb, all in one. Magicka Warden. I hope you guys enjoyed. If anybody has any questions, comments, please post below. I want to thank you guys for watching. And once again and always, have a nice day. Oh, wait. Forgot to go over the champion points. Almost left without the champion points. Timeout. Let's get into this. Okay. Let's go into the Thief. Warlord, 11.35. Tenacity, 8.2. Arcanist, 14%. Healthy, 1208. We're going to be using block with the Destro Staff, 19%. Blessed. We're healing, 8.12. Elemental Expert, 14. Spell Erosion, 4,257. Staff Expert, 3.44. Master Arms, 23. That goes ahead and helps scale Vicious Death set. Nothing into the Ritual. Ironclad, 14.4. Resistance, 1,507. Hardy, 10.15. Elemental Expert, 8.12. I am not a vampire, 6.111. So no vampire on this build. Light Armor Focus, 1900. Quick Recovery, 707. And that is how the champion points are allocated. Sorry about that. I almost left without going over that. So my fault. So there it is, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy this build. I know a lot of people be like, well, you know, there's other Warden Bomb builds. And I'm not debating there is. I just wanted to set mine up slightly different and get the resistance up there. Use the chewed on. Give a lot more survivability when you're running that gut. So I like to do it a little bit different. So I hope this helps. I hope it, you know, lends itself to a lot of players out there, and you guys have fun with it. This is Mr. Craven, the CSO Daily. Once again and always, have a nice day.